Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing? A very warm hello and greetings to everybody who's watching today. My name is Gaurav Tekriwal and I represent my organization, the Vedic Maths Forum India. What a pleasant day today we have had, and it's lovely to be amongst all of you. So, first, I would like you to say hello if you're watching today and make sure you tell me where you're from, okay, so that I can interact and talk to you about it. So today we have a very interesting topic, folks. We're going to talk about 7 tips which I'm going to give you. Okay, 7 tips for online math teachers to keep the enthusiasm alive in an online class. I repeat that, 7 tips for online math teachers to keep enthusiasm alive in an online class. Right, so I'll be talking about that in a while I welcome our guest from Twitter, Make Math Singular. Sure, APM will definitely look into that. And you can say hello if you're watching. And I represent my organization, the Vedic Maths Forum India. And today we're talking about 7 tips for online math teachers to keep the enthusiasm alive in an online class. So, the first tip which I'm going to give you, teachers, is to be and look presentable so that if you look good, you feel good. And then with your students, you teach them pretty good and well also, right? So people will take you seriously, people will love you to be looking presentable, and the mantra is to look good and presentable. The second tip which I have is you need to interact and engage with your audience online. So just like I did, you need to call them out by their names. Everybody loves their names, right? So if we have students there who's just being there and not talking to you, that means you need to wake the student up and give them engagement words, right? Like I did right now. To engage with me, say hello if you're watching. Okay, this is the engagement word. So you need to interact by calling out their names and speaking them and giving them a chance to talk to you live online. Right? The next tip which I have for my teachers is that give one-to-one class attention, right? And how do you do that? It's not difficult. You just need to be talking to them and convincing them that you'll be able to solve their problem. Give them some time, give them some one-to-one attention, and I'm sure they're going to love you for that, right? So the 3 tips which I've given you so far: number one, you got to be looking presentable; number two, you got to engage and interact; and number three, you need to give one-to-one class attention. The next tip, before I go on to the next tip, I'm gonna tell my audience who's joining me 7 tips I'm giving you today. 7 tips for online math teachers to keep the enthusiasm alive in a class. My name is Gaurav Tekriwal and I represent an organization called Vedic Maths Forum India. And a big shout out to Mishti, who is messaging us from YouTube. Hello, Mishti, how are you? Are you a math teacher yourself? And which city are you calling from? Great. So, having said that, let's go back to 7 tips for online math teachers to keep the enthusiasm alive in a class. Tip number 4: before you start a class, make sure you revise whatever you've done in previous classes. That's very important and it keeps the memory alive. You need to recap, you need to revise whatever has been done, and then progress one step at a time. Move slow but be steady, and I'm sure your students will love you for that. Because generally teachers are very tied up, very occupied, they're busy people. But if you diligently recap and revise, I'm sure your students will love you. At least they'll learn something for you after a revision. And the next point, which I have, number 5, is make it fun, right? Make the class, a math class, fun. Throw in some puzzles, throw in some videos. These days, every class is online. So you can do that. Even in physical classes, you can show a live video. Children would love it. Show them a new book, give them an activity to do in an online class, give them a small project to do in an online class. They would love you. Maths should be changed. Maths education should be changed the way it is being taught right now. So you need to give your best in that 1 hour maths class. Make it fun, make it enthusiastic. And the next point which I have is you need to share your study resources. Okay, by study resources I mean share the worksheets, share some reference material, share some videos, share some uh, contact numbers, or interview a teacher on that topic. So you need to share the study resources which is there. These days, plenty of resources like website links can also be found on Google related to a topic. So give them that. Okay, give them those resources and tell them to explore the internet on their own. Give them a project and they'll love you for that. So share your study resources. And the last point which I have today is always ask for feedback. Okay, you need to connect to them, you need to connect to the students, you need to connect to the parents, because there are these parents who have expectations of the children to do well, right? So you as a teacher are responsible for the academics of the teacher of the student, right? So you need to keep the parent in confidence, you need to keep the student in confidence, and always ask for feedback. That's very, very important, uh, to ask for feedback, right? So these are the 7 points which I had and I wanted to share with you today. So I just talked to you about 7 tips. I gave you 7 tips for online math teachers to keep the enthusiasm alive in a class, right? I would now like to urge you to like the video where you are seeing. You can see the video on Facebook, Twitter, or on our YouTube channel. Please like it, please share it, and I'm sure by that time I'll be able to add some value. I also wanted to announce that on let's see this. So I want to announce that we are going live again on Indian Knowledge Systems with an author, Kaninika Mishra. She is the author of the Indic Quotient, Reclaiming Heritage Through Cultural Enterprise. So we're going live with her. We're gonna discuss a lot of other knowledge systems apart from Vedic maths like yoga, Ayurveda, and I'm sure Vedic maths will be discussed as she's been featured in her book. So uh, join us on 10th of February, which is Wednesday, at 5 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Okay, that's 5 p.m. at Indian Standard Time, where you'll be able to see the discussion which we have had. So, friends, time to wrap up. And that was a quick announcement which I just made about having the author Kaninika Mishra amongst us, and where we'll be discussing on Indian knowledge systems. So today I was excited to share that news with you and also to give you 7 tips from online math teachers so that you can keep the enthusiasm alive in a class, right? So this is Gaurav Tekriwal signing off today, and wish you the very best of luck and see you soon. Right? Thank you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook channels. Right? Thank you so very much.